and the second setting is I would say here. Well, hmm. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa, and I am here with you. Accordance with titles and thumbnails, yes, not thumbnails. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting Blaise Metreweli, and now it is the topic of the scenario. As at the moment, I would show you that what is going on. Okay, now first of all, here here is the first announcement that's and now I am in a village and here I would contain no gadgets without the live streams. Hence, probably I could not provide some informations about on the another gadgets. Okay, and here my point is just mobiles, and my the supportive point is notebooks. Well, now here today's we are talking is about our Venezuela's points. And here, in the previous live streams, we have talked that how Blaise Metreweli is the significant threats for MI6, particularly the sovereignty threat for England. Here I have mentioned. And now, in the notebooks, I would mention that how in the tensions between England and Venezuela, Blaise Metrowali can be threat for England. Okay, in the previous live streams, I have mentioned that Blaise Metrowali was a woman's to be Russian citizens and her real name is Blaise Dobrovolskis. And now here I would mention about Russian's proxy that would be whom of course that would be Venezuela. Okay. Now here I would show the mention the points, and here all is based in the what or basis notebooks. Okay. Now here our topic is Venezuelan Venezuelan uh, terrorist. Okay. Topic is Venezuelan terrorist, and here we can now here topic is Venezuelan terrorist, and now here for Venezuelan su plan. What is the distance? Departure is uh, Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela. Joelan. And what is the arrivals? Arrival. What is the arrival? Arrival is Oxford of England. land. And what is the target? Target is University of Oxford. Okay, now here we can see the flying distance is uh, 8,000 kilometer, and the flying time is 1 second. And here half of weight of Sukhoi plane is 100,000 kilograms. And now let's see what would be the kinetic powers. Okay, the kinetic power of Venezuelan Sukhoi plane is calculated as the equations. What is kinetic power? That is, we know half of weight of Venezuelan Sukhoi plane multiplied by distance square divided by travel time cube. But here, when time is 1 second, and here kinetic power of Venezuela flying Sukhoi plane is half of weight of distance, half of weight of Venezuelan Sukhoi planes multiplied by distance square. Okay. Now here we can write here input is half of weight of Sukhoi planes input is 10 to the power 5, and here we can see uh, what is distance. Distance is 8,000 kilometers. 8,000 kilometers. What is 8,000 kilometers? That is 8 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meters. Hence, the input is 8 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meter. Meter. Hence, the distance square is 8 square multiplied by 10 to the power 6 squares. Okay. And now, here we can see here the significant moments at the points is that what is uh, okay, what is here 8 squares, that is 64. What is 10 to the power 6 square, that is 10 to the power 12. And what is 10 to the power 12, that is 10 to what is multiplication of 10 to the power 12 and 10 to the power 17. I mean, what is the multiplication of 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 12? That is 10 to the power 17. Hence, here when the starting calculation is 10 to the power 5 multiplied by bracket of 8 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 bracket squares, and the result is calculation of 64 multiplied by 10 to the power 17 is. And here our point is kinetic power is 6.4 billion megawatt. Okay, just 2 minutes wait, please. And now, okay, now here we can see that is something disturbance at the moment. Uh, okay. Now here, in this points, here several persons speak Bengalis. Okay. Now it is the points that here we have mentioned that when the flying distance is 83 kilometers, flying distance is 8,000 kilometers, and the flying time will be 1 second for Venezuelan Sukhoi planes. But what about the British points? Now let's see about what about the points of British F-35 fighter plane, and here flying distance is, here we can see 8,000 kilometers. But now here flying time would be what? 1,000 hours. What is 1,000 hours? That is 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 second. And here we can notifications as kinetic powers of British F-35 fighter planes is, with the equation, is half of weight of British F-35 planes multiplied by distance square divided by double time squares. And here we can see 10 to the power 5 half. What is half of weight of British planes? That is 10 to the power 5 kilograms. Now here is just input is here, and we know that 64 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 as distance squares. But now here the significant point is, well, and here the significant here point is to be notified says 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 cube is the here the significant moments. Well, and now here calculations becomes 64 multiplied by 10 to the power 17. And what is 5 cube? What is 10 to the power 5 cube? That is 10 to the power 15. And what is 36 cube? That is 6 to the power 6. 6 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 to the power 15. And here the result we can see 64 multiplied by 10 to the power And here the result is 6 to the power 6. 6 to the power 6. Now, what is 6 to the power 6? That is here 216 square. Okay. Now let's see. We can find here 200 plus 10 plus 6 square. Now here let's see the points. 200 square plus 10 square plus 6 square, and it is sum by, here we can see, 2 multiplied by 2000 sum by 60 sum by 1200. Okay. Now what is 200 squares? 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 4. And here what is 10 square? That is 100. And what is 6 square? That is 36. Now here we can sum it by 4000, and then sum by 120, then sum by 2400. Okay. What is 4000 sum by 2400? What is 40 sum by 24? That is almost 64. What is 24 64 sum by 1.2? That is 65.2. Okay. 65 to 0 sum by 100 sum by 36. And here, and what is the result? The result is 6, 5, and here 5, 6. Well, and here we can see what is the results. The result is 6400 divided by 400, 4600, 46,520. Okay, 46,520. Oh, 6400, 46,520. And here, now let's see what is the points. It is similar or equal to 1 divided by 8. And hence, we can write here, that is almost, what is 1 quarters? That is here 25%. That would be 0.125 watt. Okay. Now here, that is here. Here is my calculations at the points. Well, now here we can see the significant moments as the disturbance for the several environmentals, because I am in village now. Okay, now here the point is notifications. That's when Venezuelan terrorists would attack on Oxford University, the Oxford of England. Here their target is almost 25,000 innocent students who study in University of Oxford in England, because somehow Venezuelans are jealous of whom? Venezuelans are jealous of our uh, Venezuelans are jealous of Isaac Newton's and Stephen Hawking's. And here we can see because here I have mentioned that kinetic power of Venezuelan Sukhoi planes and the kinetic powers of Venezuelan's uh, uh, Sukhoi plane and British F-35 fighter planes. That is here the equation invented by our honorable British scientist Isaac Newton. And here, when now let's find out when Venezuelan Sukhoi planes want to attack on uh, uh, University of Oxford, their flying distance is 8,000 kilometers and their flying time is 1 second. Now let's see what is the meaning of 1 second. Okay, here departure time is now uh, in Caracas, that is almost February 5, 2026 at morning 6 o'clock. And their arrival on Oxford would be February 5, 2026 at the morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past. But when here we can notify is some moments, but when the British F-35 fighter planes would just for 2 minutes. Okay. Now, when British F-35 fighter planes would depart Oxford University at February 5, 2026 and the morning 6 o'clock. Now let's see what is 1000 hours. We know that 996 hours means 83 days. And uh, 83 days because the multiplication of 12 by 8 is 96. And here that is the significant points that in this what is 83 days, that means almost 2 months 23 days. Okay, now let's see the calculations. Departure times is February 5, 2026. Okay, it is the departure date. Now let's focus on the 83 days. On March 5, 2026, 28 days would be passed. What is the divisions? What is the subtractions of 80 days by 28 days? 83 days by 28 days. That is 63 days by 8 days. That is 55 days. Okay. That would be March 5, 2026. April 5, 2026, that is would be 25, 24 days. That means here air arrival time of the F-35 would be at April 29, 2026 at morning 10 o'clock. Okay, where departure time is February 5, 2026 at morning 6 o'clock. And now here we can see the velocities In the velocities points, uh, uh, and what about the velocities? British fighter planes flying distance 8,000 kilometers and the flying time is 1,000 hours. That means the velocity is 8 kilometer per hours. And here, accordance that is accordance with Blaise Metreweli. Blaise Metreweli says here, uh, accordance with Blaise Metreweli, the summary is accordance with the velocity. Venezuelan Sukhoi plane contains the velocity of 8,000 km per second. British F-35 fighter planes contains the velocity of 8 km per hour. Where is 8,000 km per second and where is 8 km per hour? That is the almost significant decrease of British F-35 fighter planes, and that would be the disturbance of British Air Force systems. And that advantage goes to Venezuela, the proxy of Russia. And that is the points Blaise Metreweli wish. Okay, now let's talk about the points. Uh, the flying times. Here, here we have mentioned that Venezuela's flying time would be 1 second, where the flying distance would be 8,000 kilometers. British F-35 plane flying time would be 1,000 hours, where flying time would be 8,000 kilometers. Where is 1 second and where is 8,000 hours? That would be the why is 1 second and why is 1,000 hours? That would be almost the 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 times decrease distractions for British F-35 planes. And here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 times the flying time advantage goes to uh, Venezuela, the proxy of Russia, and that Blaise Metreweli wants. Because in the previous live streams, I have mentioned that Blaise Metreweli, in the previous live stream, I have mentioned Blaise Metreweli is the Russian spy to be the female director of MI6, the Foreign Intelligence Agency of England. That is the significant sovereignty threat for England. Okay, now here we can see the third moment as the points. The third moment is the kinetic powers. Now here we can see the mentions the points. In the kinetic powers, here Venezuelan kinetic power would be 6.4 billion megawatts. And what about the British flying planes? Well, that would be almost 0.125 watts. Where is 6.4 billion megawatts and where is 0.12 watts? That is the significant difference, and that advantage goes to Venezuelan Sukhoi plane, and that is the plan of uh, uh, Blaise Metreweli, the director of MI6, because she is a Russian spy under the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Okay, now here we can see the points. Now let's talk about what about the kinetic I have discussed the kinetic energy, I have discussed the velocity, and I have discussed that departure times and the arrival times. But suddenly, I have forgot to discuss the significant points, that is fuel. Okay, just for wait a moment. Okay, now here in the civil disturbance, because my surrounding environment is speaking in Bengali, and you know I'm living in Bangladesh. Okay, now here we can see. Uh, uh, Now let's talk about the fuel system accordance with Blaise Metreweli. Fuel would be petrol. Well, fuel would be petrol. Now here ni ju la Venezuelan plane fuel petrol would be fuel volume. Here I can write volume home is here kinetic powers divided by bracket of engine capability multiple by here specific heat multiple by what is the points fuel densities that is raw multiple by temperature temperature difference. Now, what is the points kinetic powers? That is 64 multiple by 10 to the power 70. And here, what is okay? What is the engine capability? That is 98%, 0.98 multiple by 0.778, that is the petrol density multiple by 2 multiple by 50, that is the points. And it would be the significant moments. And here, what is 0.98 multiple by hundreds, that is 98. And what is 98 multiple by 0.778, that is here 0 okay 76.758, something like that. And here, that is 64 640 multiple by 10 to the power 16. And here we can notify is like that. Well, and here that what is 63 multiple by 7, that is almost 90. And what is 64 multiple by 80, that is almost 80. And that would be almost 85, uh, almost 850 quadrillion liter of petrol. Well, because I could not contents calculators right now, here my calculations can be disturbed. Uh, okay, now here we can see what about the British kinetic British fuel volumes. because both of British F-35 fighter planes and Venezuelan Sukhoi plane would contain the petrol systems. Now let's see the fuel volume, and here 0.5 multiplied by 10 to the power I means here the half of weight of British F-35 fighter plane multiplied by distance squares divided by enter divided by bracket of engine capability multiplied by specific heat multiplied by engine fuel density multiplied by here what temperatures. Now everything is okay for it. Now here we can see there's uh, here 64 multiplied by 10 to the power 17, and now can be divided by here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 square. Now it is multiplied by 0.98 multiplied by 0.778 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 50, and hence here we can see the result as 850 multiplied by 10 to the power 15, and now it is here enter divided by of what 36 square multiplied by 10 to the power 5 squares. And now here is the points that I would notify says. Well, when now the calculations, my calculations can be misleading because I could not contain a proper gadgets of calculations, and here surrounding is in Bengali, and living in that. And now here we can see that what is 36 squares? That is 6 to the power 4. And what is 6 to the power 4? So that would be like 1296. And enter multiple by 10 to the power 10. Okay. Now what is the result? 850 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. Enter divided by 1296. Okay. Now here it is almost here. I could not have a proper calculator, so hence everything is just an assumptions, and that can be misleading at the points. Well, what is similar to this? Here 850 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 enter divided by 13. Okay. Now here what is 10 to the power what is 13 multiplied by 6, that is 78, and what is 13 multiplied by 7, that is 91. Okay. Now, how can we divide 85 by 13? And here you can see, let's subtract 85 by 78. What is the point? That is 70. Well, and here I can write at the well, I can and write at the sevens. Just for waiter moments, here I have feelings of several disturbance. Okay. Now, surrounding is the several disturbance at the points. Uh, okay. Now, 850 multiplied by 10 cube divided by 13a. Here is written 6. Here is the 6. And what is the remainders when subtract 85 by 78? That is 7. Now, what is 70 subtract by 65? That is 5. Okay. And what is 65? That is 13 multiplied by 5. And here I have write 5. Okay. 65 thousands 65,000 liter of petrol. Now here we can see this. Well, here the point to be noted, my lords, the Venezuelan fuel expenditures carried by Blaise Metreweli, and on the other hand, what about the moments Blaise Metreweli would carry British petrol expenditures as well as. Okay. Now, what is Venezuelan petrol volume? That is 850 quadrillion liters of petrols. And what is the British fuel volumes? That is 65,000 liters of petrols. Okay. Now, let's compare the 85 quadrillions. What is 1 quadrillion? That is 10 to the power 15. What is 1000? That is 10 cube. The division of 10 to the power 15 multiple by 10 to what is division of 10 to the power 13 by uh, I forgot the suffix. What is 10 to the power division of 10 to the power 15 by 10 to the power 3? That is 10 to the power 12. Okay. Now what is at 850 by 65? That is 13. Now here we can see uh, where Blaise Metreweli would carry 13 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 times money for Venezuelan fuel volumes, petrol volume, than the British fuel volumes. Okay, now here we can see, let's talk about that. Venezuelan fuel volume, petrol volume is, we can say, 20, okay. Venezuelan fuel volumes, we can write here 1 United States dollars per 1 liter petrols. And here the cost would be here 850 quadrillions United States dollars. Blaise Mary would, Blaise Metreweli would pay the petrols money from where? From gross domestic products of England. But now here problem is that what is the gross domestic products of England? That is uh, 3 trillions United States dollars. That means 3 to the power 12. Now here 850 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 and divided by 3 multiplied by 3 to 10 to the power 12. Here we can compare 850 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 divided by 3. Okay. Now here we can see Uh, 27. What is 81 divided by 3? That is 27. And what is remainder of 85 by 81? That is 4. Okay. And now what is 86 multiplied by 3? That is 84. Of course. Here we can write 3 is 200. Here remainder is 1. What is 10 divided by 3? That is 3.3333 somethings. Continuous. And here that would be clear that almost 284 times of the gross domestic products of England, Blaise Metreweli would pay money for the patrols that would be carried by Venezuelan Sukhoi F-35 to attack the Oxford University of Oxford, the best university of England. And that is the significant moments that here now what is the best point for England? That is the best educations. Now, if we can study on Oxford University and Cambridge universities, here several in the several countries we can study and we can learn in the several points. Multicultural companies like Microsoft, Google's, we can be applied as an engineer, we can be applied as a manager, and probably we can be applied as a chief technological officers. Hers. If we can study in Oxford University or Cambridge universities. But what if I have a PhD in the University of Oxford or University of Cambridge? That means is the every international company would acquire me, and that is the significant points. And these points that cannot be acceptable for our Venezuelan terrorists. Hence, the Venezuelan terrorists want to destroy the University of Oxford and University of Cambridge. And here is the plan developed by Blaise Metreweli to support Venezuelan terrorist air routes. And here that is the moments at the points. Because Venezuela is supported by Russians, President Vladimir Putin, and now we can say that Blaise Metreweli is Russia support. Blaise Metreweli is to support the Venezuelan terrorist because Blaise Metreweli is the Russian girl. Okay. Here is the calculations. What if the distance is 8,000 kilometers? But what if the flying distance is 24,000 kilometers? Okay. Now here let's find the points. And here the significant moments that we know that 24,000 kilometers is just like 3 multiplied by 8,000 kilometers. And what if Venezuelan Sukhoi plane velocity is 24,000 kilometers per second? Now, Here the point is here we can see how can we write 24,000 kilometer per second is 3 multiplied by 8,000 kilometer per second. Okay, now here flying distance squares would be increased by 9 times. And here, now let's check it. What is 6 multiplied by 9? That is 54. 54. And what is 4 multiplied by 9? That is 36. That means here we can see 54 Venezuelan terrorist airplanes contains the kinetic powers of 57.6 billion megawatts. But what about the points? Well, here in this momentums at the points, British F-35 fighter planes would travel the 24,000 kilometers, and here the velocity would be 24 kilometer per hour. Okay, now what about the momentums at the points? What is 12 multiplied by 3? That is 36. And what is 5 multiplied by 3? That is 15. Okay. Hence, here British kinetic power, F-35 kinetic power would be 0.375 watts. And here the problem is, now we can say the points. In these moments, at the flying times, velocity, at the, just for wait a moment, I would take a breath. And now, when the flying, in the velocities, Venezuelan Sukhoi plane velocity would be 24,000 kilometer per second, and British F-35 fighter planes velocity would be 24 kilometer per hour, and that is the significant advantage goes to Venezuelan terrorists backed by Russia, and that is the wish of Blaise Metreweli. Okay, and here that in this wish of Blaise Metreweli, that is the significant dangerous moments. And now let's find about the timings. Okay, and here in this points that would be 8,000 kilometers. It okay. Now here we can see still British flying time would be 83 kilometers of, 83 days. That means 2 hours 23, 2 months 23 days, 4 hours. And here I have several mismanagement just for 2 minutes. Okay. Now here, what is 83 days? That is actually 2 months, 23 days, 4 hours. Okay. Now here, now valley in the distance of 24,000 kilometers, Venezuelan Sukhoi plane can travel 1 second, and British F-35 fighter plane should travel 2 months, 23 days, 4 hours. And that advantage goes to Venezuelan terrorists, and that Blaise Metreweli's wish. And that is the significant. That is the significant uh, sovereignty threat for England. But here is another scenarios. What if British F-35 fighter plane would still the flying velocity would be 8,000 kilometer, but travel is 24,000 kilometers. I mean, well, I apologize. What if British F-35 fighter plane would velocity is 8 kilometer per hour, but travel distance is 24,000 kilometers? Hence, here we can see here the flying time would be 3,000 hours when the flying distance is uh, uh, 24,000 kilometers. And here now the British F-35 fighter plane would be 0.125 divided by 9. Okay. What is 120 divided by 9? Here we can see the points. Well, 11 multiplied by 9 is 99. 12 multiplied by 9 is 108. 13 multiplied by 9 is summation of 108 by 9 is, that means 117. So 17 sum by 9 is 126. That means here 0.034 watts. Okay. British flying this time is flying velocity is 8 kilometer per hour, but the distance is 8,000 kilometers, and the flying time is hence the flying time is 3,000 hours. Hence, the kinetic power is 0.34 watts. But on the other hand, Venezuelan Sukhoi plane would contain what 1,000 kilometer per 24,000 kilometer per second, and that advantage in the flying time here we can see. Well, the significant travel time advantage goes to Venezuelan terrorists. That is the plan of Blaise Metreweli. And now, here is significant moments. Okay, now here we can see the some petrol volumes. Okay, now what is 85 multiplied by 9? Okay, now at what is the multiplication of 8 by 9? That is 72. And what is multiplication of 5 by 9? That is 45. That is 85 multiplied by 9 is 765. Okay. Hence, here the Venezuelan petrol volume would be 7,650 quadrillion liters of petrols. But here we can see the points. What about the British fuel volumes? Okay. Now, what is now? Let's check the points. What is 70 multiple 7 multiple by 9? That is 63. That means almost 630,000 liters of petrol, British volume would fuels British petrol volume when the velocity would be 24 kilometer per hour as the British F-35 fighter planes. On the other hand, Venezuelan F-30 Venezuelan Sukhoi planes would contain the 7,650 quadrillion liters of petrols, where the velocity would be what? Se- 76 velocity would be 24,000 kilometer per second. And here the when the fuel system would be petrol for Venezuelan Sukhoi planes and British F-35 fighter planes. Hence, the petrol advantage was, and the petrol expenditure would be carried by Blaise Metreweli, and hence the advantage all of the advantage goes to whom? Uh, Venezuelan Sukhoi planes, accordance with whom Blaise Metreweli. Now here, that is the parts that how we are going to mention that Blaise Metreweli is the significant threat for our United Kingdom, that means England, because the here petrol systems, velocity, speed, and petrol system velocity, timing, and the kinetic powers, everything goes to Venezuelan terrorists, and that is the best plan accordance with Blaise Metreweli, and that is the worst sovereignty threat for England accordance with King Charles III and the Honorable Ordinary Agent of MI6. And that is the points that how we are mentioned the significant points. Okay. Now here that is the points. But what if the flying distance would be 16,000 kilometers? Okay. Now let's see what about the points. Uh, Venezuelan kinetic powers would be increased by the 4 times because hence the Venezuelan Sukhoi plane velocity would be 16,000 kilometer per second. Okay. Now what is 64? That is 4 cube. And what is 60? And here we can see what is 16. That is 4 squares. Okay. Now here we can see 4 squares multiplied by 4 cube. It is 4 to the power 5. That means 2 to the power 10. And hence the Venezuelan Sukhoi plane kinetic powers would be what? 102.8 billion megawatts. And on the other hand, here we can see the points when British fighter planes would be 16 kilometer per hour, and that is the significant momentums as the points that uh, British F-35 kinetic powers would be 0.25 watts, accordance with the Blaise Metreweli plans. Hence, and here, where is 16,000 km per second and where is 16 km per hours, the velocity advantage goes to Venezuelan terrorist airplanes, and that is the plant of Blaise Metreweli. Okay, and here you can see the significant points. Uh, what about the petrols? When here we can see let's contest the multiplications. What is 85 multiplied by 4? The 80 multiplied by 4 is 320, and 5 multiplied by 4, that is 20. That means here we can see the points. Venezuelan fuel volumes would be 3,200 quadrillion liters of petrols, and all of the expenditure would be carried by Blaise Metreweli, where British petrol system would be still here. Now let's take it. What is 65 multiplied by 4? 60 multiplied by 4 is 240, and 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. That means British petrol volume would be 260,000 liters of petrols. And here the petrol systems, the all of adventures goes to whom? Venezuelan terrorist airplanes. I mean, particularly Venezuelan Sukhoi planes. And that is the moments that how Blaise Metreweli want to make British Air Force defeated by Venezuelan air terrorism. And that is Blaise Metreweli's plan. And here, that is the significant moments that how we would be scared of the plan of Blaise Metreweli, because Blaise Metreweli's president is Vladimir Putin, where Blaise Metreweli is the director of MI6, the Foreign Intelligence Agency of England, where MI6 agency's president is King Charles III and Prime Minister is Keir Starmer. And that is this, and here that is the significant negative points for MI6 containing Russian spy like Blaise Metreweli, where her real name is Blaise Dobrovolsky. Okay? And now, well, I wish I would talk about Iranian terrorism and Blaise Metreweli's dangerous plan to destroy the sovereignty of England. But for now, here we go. I would switch the channel for the sports. Then see you on the sports category. Still then, Khuda Hafiz. Love you.